Happy Hump Day! Is everybody getting a hump on? I'm about to hump on these tomatoes because I am about to make some roasted, smoky, basil, warm soup for this cold evening. And it's all going to be made within 30 minutes. And it's going to be super healthy because I'm using fresh tomatoes. I'm using fresh basil. I'm using fresh parsley. Of course, I'm putting lots of garlic. And then I'm going to basically roast the tomatoes, and then I'm going to put them inside the blender after they've been roasted with a little bit of a smoky, savory sauce that I just made, which was real simple. All I did was take a little bit of avocado oil, and then I did like a capful of some liquid smoke. And then I just kind of pour that in there. I'm going to cut my tomatoes in half here, as we are now about to see. It's going to be an heirloom, a smoked heirloom tomato soup tonight. And I can't wait to have it. It's going to be so delicious. And then I'm going to top it with a very yummy, how do you pronounce that? It's a Parmesan, but it's the Reggiano topping on top of that. So after I roast my tomatoes, I'm going to pour some of my organic vegetable broth into the blender and blend it all up. And then it's going to be a very, very delicious roasted tomato. So how am I going to start this? I'm going to start with just cutting the tomato in half here. So I'm just going to have two halves. And then, because I don't like the ends of tomatoes at all, it's just my type of thing. So I'm going to cut that off. I think I might get out a lot of some of the seeds because I'm not really a seed person. Somebody told me that there's something that goes on with the seeds of tomatoes. I have to look it up and research that. And supposedly it's like, somebody told me it wasn't healthy, but for some reason when I was looking at it, I was finding out that the healthiest part of the tomato is the little film around the seed. Go figure. So we're going to keep some of our seeds, and I'll keep out, and then I'll get rid of some other seeds. So let me finish cutting these tomatoes, and then I'm going to put them in the oven and roast them. Pour out some of these seeds. I don't want a lot of seeds. See, we're cutting that delicious heirloom. Did you know that heirloom comes in different flavors? I mean, flavors like chocolate, mango, pineapple. And when you actually cut the heirloom tomato and you taste it raw, it really, really tastes like whatever fruit that they're saying. Or in sometimes, like they said, there's a chocolate one. So supposedly this is a chocolate heirloom tomato. It doesn't smell like it, but now I've tasted the pineapple, I've tasted the mango, I've tasted a couple of other ones, and they actually taste like the fruits. But I don't know about the chocolate one. But for some reason I do like the chocolate tomato. So because I didn't get enough tomatoes, because I didn't know that I was going to be making tomato soup tonight, I had to run to this other store and get a couple of other tomatoes. And because they didn't have the heirloom tomatoes, then I just got the vine ones, but I just made sure that they were also organic. And then of course everything goes in my sink, where I will put in baking powder so that the baking powder will pull out all the toxins. Okay, so here we go right here. My tomatoes are nice and cut. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of, you know what, I need need one of those brusher things to brush on the tomato. Ooh, something I needed as a cook, huh? I didn't know about that. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just pour a little bit on the tomato. Okay, just so that that olive oil will go in there and kind of, when I do roast it, it's going to get nice and crispy on top, which would be nice and perfect for having my roasted tomato soup tonight. I'm not a big tomato person, but I love the hell out of some heirloom tomatoes. You know, just fresh and delicious with all the very fruity flavors, and oh my God, heirloom tomatoes are amazing in salads. Absolutely love. So let me put a little bit more smoke there in my mixture so that the smoke will go right into that tomato. And then I'm going to roast them. Supposedly, what I heard, what I've read, is that the healthiest time of the tomato is right when it's barely roasted, so like cooked a little bit. So so that's what I'm gonna do. And tomatoes cook very fast. Oops. Shit. So tomatoes cook very fast. I'm adding some more smoke. Okay, now I'm gonna put these all on the pan and stick it. I'm not gonna stick it in my oven. I'm just gonna do my short little roasting thing so we can get this done quickly so that I can have my soup very quickly because I'm so hungry. Okay, so I have put these in the ovens now. I'm going to put it on a high broil, and those will cook. While those are cooking, I have like my vegetables soaking in my water and my baking soda. My what I'm going to be cooking tomorrow. This is just basil on the beet. Okay, so I have it in the water with some baking soda so that it's pulling out all the toxins, so that I can bake this one, my beets for tomorrow, the next day that I like to eat before I work out. And then of course I'm going to cook some broccoli tomorrow. So broccoli, you know, is so, all these little things right here, so pesticides can get in there. So I just let it soak in my baking soda water. Okay, and then next I will basically just wait for my tomatoes to roast, and then I'll be putting my tomatoes and my garlic, let them roast, and then I'll be putting it all in a blender, blending it all up, and making this spectacular, very easy, delicious, and extremely healthy soup on a warm hump day evening. So I guess after my tomatoes finish roasting, then I will film again so you can see how it changes from roasted tomatoes to roasted tomato soup.